Forum is coming.
When you want, Griff.
Okay, let's get this party started. There's so much praise to dish, but I want to try to be timely. Remember, everyone, last time we actually went over, so we have to be on top of this so that Shebnem can present DADA this week. But I want to dish praise to Tam for the amazing community stewards call where we dish so much praise and making space to praise Mitch for all that he did and having such a welcoming thing for the stewards. I want to praise Livia and Christopher for all the work that they're doing to push forward the reward system. And especially extra special praise to Christopher because he's mitigating everything on the political and the technical challenges, which is always fun. I want to praise Wonka for the incredible turnout for Gravity and the amazing work that he's doing, pushing the conflict management and transformation forward to people. Obviously, I want to praise Sam and Paulo for and Brett for the amazing work on the smart contracts for the Common Swarm. I want to praise Bradley for being such an organizing force for us. And I want to praise Mitch, Nuggan, and Vitor, and Pedro, and Fabio, and Lauren, and myself, and everyone else who's pushing the dashboard forward. And I'll pass it to Zeptimus.
Oh, thanks, Griff. I want to give praise to Sean from Legal, Sam, David Dior, and Ivy for doing, sharing a lot of ideas how other DAOs are doing treasury management. I also want to give praise for Levi for taking a lot of consideration on every cultural aspect. It's incredible how you do that, Levi. And also I can also include Nate and Edu on this praise because you are always so thoughtful and Mitch, of course. Like I know, Oh, I also want to give praise to Juan for starting the Graviton training. I want to give praise to the whole Params team again. Like you guys are pushing it so hard. Marco, Lauren, Griff, Mitch, Mon Manu, Nuggan, Vitor, Fabio, and the other ninja. I do not remember the name, but praise to
Pedro.
Pedro, and thank you, Pedro. Oh, and this praise to Ashley Laser for all the amazing designs, and I'll pass it to Santi.
Thank you, Zepti. I want to praise Chris, amazing work. I praise Sean, incredible work in legal, for everyone that they comments and some in comment document we are creating. I also want to praise all the Params team, and I want to praise Ham with all the students discussing. And I'll pass it to Nate.
Thanks, Santi. I want to praise Edu for Comunitas and TEC Scouts. You've been doing a lot of really amazing work over there. Generally, the entire Params team, Pedro, Pablo, Griff, Lauren, Mitch, all of you. I also want to praise Mitch for being a steward. Congratulations, man. It's well deserved. I want to praise Manu for jumping into so many different works and being just a force in everything that you contribute in. Santi, I want to praise you for carrying legal throughout this. It's kind of like one of those working groups overshadowed in a lot of ways. I want to thank Tam. I praise Tam for just really focusing all of us, in terms of we're jetting off in different directions, and Tam is really just keeping things focused. And I want to praise Livy for all the soft gov work that she's been doing. There's so many aspects of soft governance that people don't really see that she takes care of, and so I just want to make sure that she's considered. And I want to praise Mocha for all the gravity work and the successful gravitons training, and Durgados as well. And I'm going to pass it to Acid Laser.
Thanks, Nate. So, hello everyone. So, I would like to praise Juanca for starting the Graviton training and all the work he's doing on it. Praise to Mount Manu for being an awesome praise machine. Praise to all the comms team, Ivy, David, Chewy, and Mount Manu for their contributions, and Mitch for becoming a steward. And I'll pass it to Lauren.
Hi. Great. I'd like to praise Olivia and Christopher for just leading all that work, integrating the rewards and the praise and the source grid. I want to praise Wonka and Durgadas for leading the first Gravitons training session. I want to praise Manu for all of his user testing efforts for the dashboard. And I want to praise Mitch, Nug, and Fabio, Beatswork, Pedro, Griff, and Marco for just pushing the dashboard for us. Lots of great fun in that group. I want to praise also Eduardo for connecting people to the right places. Like when people ask him questions about Giveth, he's like, hey. That's really great. And I also want to praise Mitch just for being a steward and making me laugh and being a great friend. And I'll pass it to Ryder.
Ditto. I'll pass it to BK if you haven't gone.
Hey everyone. I'm not sure what's going, so if someone.
Oh, yeah, this is we just praise. So anybody anyone that you think that you'd want to acknowledge for doing good work this week, just in general
okay.
in the token engineering space, I'm sure you know some TK.
Yeah. I'll praise YGGB and Nagan, who are active in TEC labs, which I attend every week. And I'm very excited to attend every week, and I praise them so they continue their work and I get to learn and know people. Yeah. And should I pass it to someone?
Yeah,
you should.
Okay. I'll pass it to Vitor, if you haven't gone. Okay.
I want to praise the whole Param teams. Pedro, Fabio, Mitch, Griff, Marco, and also Mitch as well for being a steward, and all the other working groups. And them as well for coordinating everything. And I think that's it. I'll pass to Chewy.
Thanks, Vitor. I'd like to praise Cam for the Stewards Council, Mount Manu for great collaboration and comms, and because he is presenting today's update. Ivy, David, and Acid Laser for great Twitter sync. Mitch for his well-deserved 20-minute praise for welcoming his stewardship. Sam, Paulo, and Bradley for great work in the Common Swarm. Lauren for always being available to help. Durgadas for his valuable input in comms and gravity. And Livy for her leadership in SoftGov. And I'll pass it to David.
Hello, everybody. Good day. Common Stack Tech in the house. Intentions, distractions, praise, right? Intentions are to connect with all you wonderful folks. Distractions. I don't think people should be allowed to say none, but I want to say none. So I'm going to follow my own strict rule. And my distractions are, house is kind of messy, but I'm a bachelor. Praise. Let's see. It's impossible to even begin. I wish I could get everyone I missed last time, but I want to start. Praise Mount Manu, praise Nate, praise Acid Laser. This is for help in comms, working on HubSpot. Also like to praise Suga because she posted the Ostrom Day idea just seconds before I did. I'll pass to who's this? Olivia. Hope you haven't gone.
Oh God, I'll run. I have a lot today. I praise Benz for being attentive to our call for help and offering to collaborate with the glossary. Praise Durgadas and Juanca for the amazing session of the Graviton training. Praise Christopher for being exceptional to work with and for doing incredible progress in the reward system front. I praise Angela for the energy she's putting in the reward system and the governance. Praise Wiki for continuing to drive Governing the Commons book club in Asia time zone. Praise the comms team for all the visibility the TEC is having. Praise Kelsey, Katie, Tim, and I for the smooth progress we are making with the case study structure. Praise Nuggin, VIV, YGG, Mitch for taking issues to work on in the reward system, and Octopus for constantly providing guidance. Praise Tim for bringing so much joy to my life and for being so attentive to everything happening in the TC. Praise Juanca and Zaptimus for pushing some proposals for voting this week. And I'll pass to Amun with Wings.
Hey guys, so I praise Nate Mount Menu for for organizing yesterday's orientation meeting, and I also praise Eduardo for, he was also there in the meeting as well as he helped me with a lot of stuff, and he was really welcoming. So praise him for that. Hopefully, I'll be more active and have a bigger list of praises next week. And passing on to Zeptimus if you haven't already.
Already went. I'll pass it to Seuk.
Zug, the cat with sunglasses, are you there?
Sorry, my mic was closed here. Hello guys, hello people. I'm just kind of lost in here. Got in here yesterday because I met Livia and I have no much idea what's going on, but
No
I'll
worries.
praise Livia for inviting me into a nice community.
Perfect. And how do you pronounce your handle?
That's Zug, but you can go with Z if you want.
Zug is great. Zug is great. Okay. And
Nice
then
to meet you all.
Do you want to pass it?
Yeah, but I have no idea who's gone. I'll pass it to Mount Manu.
Yeah, thank you, Sue. I want to praise Frischelle for the work she does behind the scenes. I want to praise Mitch for framing the user feedback I received for becoming Steward. I want to praise Ivy for resolving the issue with my swag, we just tried today. I want to praise the whole Params team. So Grace, Mitch, Peter, Nogan, Lauren, Fabio, Pedro, Marco. I want to praise Nick for her initiative in designing the front end for the onboarding dashboard. I want to praise Choi for cooking up the partnership with Symmetric. I want to praise Nate for being the go-to steward when someone stumbles. I want to praise Acid Laser for the Rico Suave designs. I want to praise Ryder for joining the community in several calls. I want to praise Griff for the interview he did with Lisa Tam for the Economic Design podcast, which has finally been uploaded. I want to praise Juanca for successfully launching the second writer training. I want to praise Sebnem for the TE Ethics Focus Group 1 analysis. I want to praise Edu for doing TE Scouts and onboarding as well as Comunitas. And I want to praise Christopher for leading the reward system initiative. Okay, I guess I didn't have to go so fast. I'll pass it to Juanca.
Thanks, Manu. Well, I like to praise Griff because he's uncombustible. I don't know if that's a word, but he never gets tired. Tam for her stewardship on changes, and that's amazing. Livy punctually for helping move the Gravity Registry to ZenHub. I think that's very amazing, and for helping me with the Gravity structure. Chui for his support in comms. Durgadas for facilitating the Graviton training. Lauren for bringing Gravity in Giveth. Aloysius and Ryder also for jumping from other communities into this community and bringing so much energy. Acid Laser for the great designs, and YGG for the great developments that he's been doing. And yeah, I will pass to Decentralize. SDG.
Hey guys, yeah, and thank you. I been away for a little bit, so I just want to take this moment to praise Griff. We were on dish duty together for a little bit at the Crypto Commons, and we had a fantastic conversation about TC. So I'm hoping to really start engaging now that I'm sort of back. And starting, yeah, basically that's why I wanted to come to this call. And I think it's worthy, as it's Eleanor Ostrom Day. Thank you, Katie, for flagging that. I think we should give praise to Eleanor Ostrom, who is the inspiration for a lot of what we're doing. So thanks to her. And I will pass it. Has Pam spoken yet?
Pam? Me? Yeah, I'll go.
Great.
Okay, thanks. I'd like to praise decentralized SDGs. Welcome back. And everyone that joined the Stewards Council. So Chewy, Diganta, Eth, Eduardo, Ivy, Wonka, Olivia, Mitch, Nate, Nick, Ryder, Santi, Zep, Craig, Durgadas, Manu, I saw you came and then went away, but I'm praising you anyway, and Griff, of course. I'd like to praise the new names I see on this call. A Man with Wings, Benz, BK, Shug, Zug, and Benoit, I'd like to praise again for having joined us after a conversation at ECC. I'd like to praise Angela because the TE Academy is such a big part of our ecosystem and the heart of the token engineering community. I'd like to praise YGG for your spirit, passion, unique ideas, the puppy you have, and your singular value that TEC Labs brings. Livia for being so grounding and so deep, and because we laughed so hard on our sync today that there was a wet spot on my table from tears falling. I'll put the rest in the channel. I will pass back to Griff to pass on.
Sure, let's go to that awesome loogie, Benz. Take it away.
Hey, praise to Liv for posting that glossary and hooking me up with that. It's really easy to pick something up when you have limited time, when it's a real defined deliverable like that, so thank you. And then praise to Durgadas and Wonka for the awesome Graviton training. Thanks. And I'll pass it to, oh gosh, who hasn't gone yet? Aloysius.
I want to praise Juan and Durgadas for all the work that they're doing with the gravity training. I want to praise Lauren for all the resource sharing and support that I see out in other communities. I want to praise Nate Suits for all their feedback. And I want to praise Mount Manu for all of his support. I have no idea who to pass it to.
It's okay, I can take it for you. Let's start to Benoit.
I'd like to praise Grief for the introduction he did to me on the last talk about the parameters, along with Manu for the same reason, Mount Manu, and Tam for introducing me to the TEC. And I'll let you pass for the next one because I didn't follow.
No worries, it's a tough one. Let's throw it to Bianca.
I want to praise for this opportunity to be here again. It's my second time in this call. I'm very happy that I made it. I want to praise for gravity training, that I'm very excited about it. And I want to praise for my exchange program that's finally done, so I can focus more on being here on Token Engineer. And I pass for I don't know, Lauren.
Lauren already went. I can pass it for you though. It's not a bad
Thank
guess. Let's throw it to Craig. Oh, Craig left. Let's throw it to Jagad.
Yeah, hi guys. My first time attending this call here today. I wanted to thank YGG for giving me this opportunity to come and kind of get in touch with all you guys here. and the whole community at LTF. That's where I'm getting in touch with you guys, and really exciting to see so much energy, and looking forward. Not too many people to thank for now, but sure, maybe I'll get there really, really soon. And to pass on again, I'm not sure. So Griff, if you can help me, that'd be great. Thanks.
My pleasure. Let's throw it to Mitch.
Thanks, Griff. I'd like to praise, first of all, to Christopher for organizing the reward system construction and PMing that. I'd like to praise Sugar for nominating me as a steward. Praise Tam just for the high-level work that she does that I had never seen before. And praise to Nuggin for all the work he does in various different projects. And praise to Livy for her constant contributions and insight into the cultural layers of Web3 development. Durgadas for thoughtful and well-spoken feedback and philosophy. V for being a bot hacker and engineering solutions. Manu for feedback wrangling on the CCD. The Brazilian Ninjas and Nuggin for the development progress on the CCD. And wow, I hit the bottom of my praise. I'll give it back to you, Griff.
Eduardo.
Hello, everyone. I want to dish praise to Livy for her black hair again. I like that hair. I want to dish praise to Juanca for the graviton curse. I want to dish praise to A Man with Wings and Benoit for joining after joining the onboarding call. Welcome to this call and thank you for participating. I want to dish praise to Lauren for answering my questions on a Sunday, 6 p.m., which is a weird time. And I thank you for answering my questions. I want to dish praise to Tam to always add kindness to whatever she does. That's a touch that changes everything. I want to dish praise to Shui, Monmanu, Septimus, Nate, and Ivy, and everyone who I encountered this week. It was a pleasure to share with you time. And I want to finish with dishing praise to Mitch for becoming a steward. And I will pass it on to, I think, Benoit is the last one.
No, Benoit. I think you were the last one. So, yeah, it was not bad. Not bad. We did pretty good that time, especially with so many people. But welcome to community call number 50, the big 50. Pretty exciting. And of course, I always have to repeat the same old. But if you love praise, praise all the time. Praise all the time. We're doing a whole new, we're doing a praise revival. We're trying to figure out how to revise praise. So if you want to get involved with the new praise system that Christopher and Livia are pushing forward, definitely DM them. And I think there's even a praise channel that should be there. But there's also there's the actual praise channel where you can just praise all the time. So it doesn't have to just happen on Thursday. Anytime you see someone doing great work, just give them a little acknowledgement and it'll be super cool. Okay, and also, hey, remember, we raised $1.5 million. How cool is that? But the real fun is about making sure that we have a really awesome community to use that $1.5 million for good. So the way that we maintain this lovey-dovey culture, there's lots of methods, of course, but the core foundation is Gravity, which is doing their amazing Graviton training. If you want to participate in that, get some sweet POAPs, become a force of nature for your community. I'm sure Wonka will talk about that, but the way that it works is we need to know if there are awkward problems, if there's issues within the community. Please fill out the Gravity type form. Give us a heads up if someone's pronouncing someone's name wrong or if there's some awkwardness or a weird relationship between people. If you give us this, if you tell us about it, we will solve it without any kind of drama, and it'll be really nice to take care of these solutions, get these solutions done early. Another way that we avoid conflict is that we use the advice process. Anytime you have to make a decision that is going to affect lots of people and has stakeholders, ask them about it before you make the final call. It's really nice process to stay flat and stay non-hierarchical and give power to an agency to the people who are making decisions. The way to do that in a flat hierarchy way is to really just do the advice process. Anyone who's an expert on the topic will be affected by your decision. Go talk to them. Tell them about what you're thinking and don't make the decision final until you talk to your stakeholders. And with that, I'll pass it to the community stewards. The steward of stewards, Tam, take it away.
Cool. Hey, Did I? Sorry. Oh, I can't turn my video on. How interesting. Okay, there's too many people for me to turn my video on, but I will keep talking. So last week, and Griff, you're screening perfect. Last week we had a little sneak peek. Next slide, please. Thanks. Last week we had a sneak peek of the TEC timeline and working group milestones. And so today we're having the big reveal. So this is our timeline. I am going to share my screen now. Let's see, because on the Miro board it's quite easier to read. So here we are. We've just started sprint 18, and the timeline is broken into sections of things that the hatchers, so many of us here on this call, should be doing or can participate in during this process. Especially the voting periods primarily, and then what all working groups will be working on, and then what each individual working group is working on sprint by sprint. So I think that's really nice for us all to have. We are at sprint 18 at the top right of the board here. So all the sprint, all of these steward meetings are open and they're listed on the top right. They're open to everyone, so if you want to come and participate, you may. The sprint board is right here in ZenHub, and it's a place you can go if you want to know what's happening. If you want to see what's happening in sprint 18, you can drop down to this sprint and see everything that's in the sprint backlog and all of the things that are in progress. Have a look, hop into an issue, leave a few messages, leave a few comments, or make your own issue. Can we go to the next slide, please? Cool. Can we go to the next slide? Sorry, I can't see that. Oh, I'm not seeing it at all, actually. Can we see the next slide? Can everyone see it okay?
I'm trying to show the next slide.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if I can't see it because it's my side or if it's not showing.
Can anyone see my shared screen?
It's still loading for me.
It's loading for me, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to try something. All right, so I'm going to try to share it as one of the tabs here. Is that better? Can people see this, my shared?
Yeah, we see your stuff.
Cool. Yeah. Okay, so last week, today we had the inaugural session of the Stewards Council. And essentially what that is a discussion group. It's really meant to be a place where the stewards can come together and discuss rather complex issues. So things that can take an hour or probably could even take many more hours to take lots of different perspectives and some sort of meaningful discussion around. Today we talked about working group funding models. That's very present on all of our minds. It's one of the things that all of the working groups have on their plate to finish, obviously before the Commons upgrade. And we started off with three different people reading the mission, vision, and values, or parts of the mission, vision, and values, just to remind ourselves our mission in the TEC and how we can think about achieving that mission, as well as funding these working groups and sort of strategic direction of the working groups for making that mission a reality. And then we started talking about the considerations of what we should think about while we're drafting these proposals. And we started to drop in the drafts that were in progress. Nothing is final yet. Everything is sort of in progress and undergoing some advice process, but we're moving along there. And then for our Stewards Weekly, we spent some time talking about this person, Mitch, and we've developed a kind of ritual in the Stewards, which is to really reflect and reminisce on how that person came into our lives personally and as a community. So we sort of went around in a circle and discussed and all talked about the first time we met Mitch. And that was really nice. It's one of my favorite rituals now. We also discussed some of the votes that are upcoming, and some of the outputs of the SoftGov call that was very powerful this week as well. Okay, what else can I share? There are these beautiful visual explainers on the TEC handbook. The TEC handbook is actually shaping up to be pretty phenomenal. I think a lot of this was neat. I think you might have been responsible for making this really navigatable and having an easy place to jump at snapshot, the TEC source, and the handbook itself. But I just want to remind people that there's this great handbook we have, and we can use it. And then jump on the forums. The forums are hot. There's a lot of advice process, a lot of discussion happening there. Okay, without further ado, I will pass to Santi in legal.
Thank you. I'll try to group. We meet every other. We've started to work on the conditions.
I think you're breaking out, Santi.
Document. So we're good.
Santi?
Yep.
I'm hearing about 2 out of 3 words, maybe 1 out of 3 words.
See. You guys hear me better? Let me close some.
I think so.
Getting better?
It seems so.
So what we are focused right now on the legal working group is the terms and conditions for the bonding curve. We started working on that from a draft by Sean, which is a lawyer that we have on the organization, brought last week. We started hacking on it. I encourage all of you who want to take a look at the agenda. There's a link of that document there that you can leave your comments on if you want. Just join us, not tomorrow, but next Friday, when we'll be going over the document again and probably getting it ready the next. That's all from me. I'll pass it to Gravity, Juan Carlos.
Thanks, Santi. Well, in Gravity, we started the second Graviton training, and it's been amazing to see a lot of engagement from diverse communities. And our call to action is to follow us on Twitter. We created a Twitter called Gravity DAO. We are still not a DAO, but we are looking forward to that. And yeah, that's our Twitter handle. And another update is that we will be using ZenHub to manage the Gravity registry. We have been receiving several inputs that there was some lack of transparency and hard coordination in the cases of Gravity. So now we will be using ZenHub to tackle both of those problems. And yeah, we are available. If you have any uncomfortable situation, request support. That's why we're a community and we're peers supporting each other. And also join the TEC lounges that are Fridays 1 hour before the TE labs. And also that we are also having a voting process this weekend that you should participate, but SoftGov and Libby is going to tell you more about it. And I pass it to SoftGov.
Thanks, Juan. Yeah, so should I, let me share my screen quick. So as Tim mentioned briefly in SoftGov this week, we explored some ideas to address cultural concerns, and praise to Chewy, who brought this up in a very nice way that caught the attention of how we should be looking into some feedback of our cultural practices And we had a really nice session. It happened that we did this cultural survey recently, so we had a lot of feedback from some things that, like some negative feedback of or constructive criticism of things that we could look at. So we did that, and here are some ideas that came up. So they are around the stewardship. How do we conduce meetings? A really nice idea that came up from Nate that resonated with a lot of people was that we should have rotative leads to the working groups. Also, having ways to make it easier for people to collaborate async and to contribute in multiple ways without necessarily having to come to so many meetings. There was some communication suggestions, also some ways to look into praise, like are we gamifying praise too much? How can we look more into it as just a form of gratitude, and how can we incorporate some of this feedback in the reward system process we're having, and looking into cultural practices. So there is a lot of ideas here, and something that surprisingly came up a lot too is how can we provide more space for growth? So can we open space to talk about shadow work? What are some other topics that maybe are influencing the culture and everything, and how we relate to each other in general, that we could open more space for? So yeah, and also this has a lot of working groups related to some of these ideas. So we'll be working into transforming those ideas into action items that we can all work together. And then some updates on the proposals is that 75% governance give back that is being led by Juanca is going to be tomorrow on Snapshot. So thank you so much, Juanca, for leading all that process and making it ready to be voted on. So tomorrow we'll let everybody know, but it will be there. So pay attention, stay tuned to vote on it. And also on Tuesday, the change of address proposal led by Zeptimus will also be up and running in the Hatch DAO. So we're pushing it to Tuesday because we need this time for comms, because there's a high tollgate fee. So we don't want to miss that, and we want to create the engagement necessary for this proposal to have enough attention to be voted on. So yeah, there's that happening. And then just a quick update on the reward systems task force that is being led by Christopher and I, and with the help of so many people, Nugget, Mitch, YGG, Octopus, has ViViV, really amazing work, Zaptimus, amazing work happening in the reward systems. We had a really good call today, and I will just leave the agenda here so you can look into the mural board and yeah, just take a look in the progress we've been making. So with that, I will pass to Comunitas and Eduardo.
Thank you, Libby. Hello, everyone, again. This is the Comunitas working group, which is basically the community working group. Three main things. We basically have our weekly sync every Tuesday, 2 p.m. CET. We have orientation. Many of you went through the orientation call that is held either by Suga or by me, and then we welcome other community stewards who join this conversation. We basically go through a little bit of summary of what the TEC is and different things. We answer questions. If you have feedback for us, that's also a place to go. And it happens at Wednesday, 6 p.m. CET. And then as Juanca mentioned, we also have the TEC Lounge, which is at 5 p.m. on Fridays. I encourage everyone, even the people from Params, we welcome you to this call. It's a hangout space. You can just chill. You can just talk about what you did this week. What movie did you watch? And it's basically a way to connect with each other. So I welcome everyone who works in very specific working groups or people who are new in the community to join and just have a fun time. during this call. Everyone is welcome. There is no agenda. There is nothing. You just join and have fun. Besides that, during this week, we have done, I don't know if you guys have noticed, people who just joined this week, the server, we have a new bot, which basically is about praise to ViVIV, who designed it. And it's about it basically ask you 2 questions. We are in the process of evolving this bot and improving it. But the idea is to be closer to the members of the community and to see how do you get here? Who are you? How do you want to be addressed? If you want to be addressed by your handler, if you want to be addressed by your Discord name or by your real name. The idea is to foster a connection in between you and the team of orientation. It's a bot that gets received once you enter the server. It's optional to answer. It's not mandatory. So don't be afraid to answer if you haven't. And then we are also doing the collaboration with Coms on the orientation video. Coms can develop a little bit more of the idea. But the idea of the orientation video is once you enter the server, you have this series of videos that can welcome you and sort of answer some of the basic questions that you may have. We also doing what Livy mentioned, the outreach to hatchers for you to vote on this important voting that we will have. So you will probably receive a message from me and from the team of orientation in a few, probably tomorrow, basically. So please vote. We encourage to do it. And if you have any question, might as well reach us out. And then finally, we are working on a dashboard. The idea was from Nick, so we praise you for that. And then we got input, another idea from Index Cup, from Mount Manu. So we're on the works of this. If you have any feedback, if you had any blocker at any moment on the onboarding, please send us a message. We have the channel at your left called Comunitas. You can drop the message there if you feel like, and we encourage participation, and we are available for you if you need it. And with that, I will pass it to transparency.
Thanks, Edu. Yeah, on transparency, we meet every other week on Monday, 3 p.m. CET. Yeah, this week we were working on treasury, like we were doing some research on how other DAOs do research, and yeah, we have some people were sharing some ideas, and the intention is to early next week make a forum post with all the ideas we have, and then start a discussion there. Some ideas how we could manage that. Also, we were working on listing CoinGecko, and our token is kind of special. It's not like all the other tokens, so the form CoinGecko have, it's a bit tricky, but the idea, we send a letter that David drafted, so thank you, David, for that. And yeah, maybe next week we are also going to sneak during on their Discord to gather more information how to make that possible, and keep pushing on that side. And that's what we were working this week for transparency, and I'll pass it to Omega.
Yeah, so Sebnem is the steward for Omega, but I will be presenting what we've been working on in the Omega working group. It meets every 2 other week on Wednesdays, 2 p.m. EST. Right now, we are trying to define the ethos of token engineering, including our token engineering flower. As you can see, the multidisciplinary research that we're doing. Right now, we are doing the analysis of Focus Group 1, which was a group of token engineers that we interviewed about contextual ethics and what it means to participate in an ethical token engineering system and gathering ideas for it. And our next working group call will be on the 29th of September. So if you're interested in any of these aspects of political science, philosophy, ethics, this is the working group for you. And I will pass it on to TEC Labs with Sean Anderson.
I don't see YGG here. BK, do you have any updates on labs? Sorry to throw you on the spot.
Oh yeah, so we were on second session for rewards research, and we have done a small research on Coordinate. and we are looking forward to having reviews from someone who have used Coordinate, and then we would be doing like a analysis on how TEC is right now and how we can improve using Coordinate on top of that, and yeah, moving forward with that analysis. Basically, yeah. That's the progress on the last week. And yeah.
Nice. Thank you, BK, for jumping in. I guess I'll also add that if you guys are interested in diving into some other, so the TEC Labs has the Fridays at 9 a.m. West Coast time, 6 p.m. Europe time, and the weekly sync there. And so if you want to jump into the rewards research group, that's the time to hang out. There's also Token Spice development workshops every Monday at 8 a.m. West Coast time, 5 p.m. Europe time. And this is a partnership with the TE Academy, Ocean Spice, and Longtail Finance. If you want to learn how to use modeling to design tokens, it's a super sweet spot. And next, there's PrimeDAO is doing developer workshops, I think actually starting this week, and it's going to be focused on the proposal inverter. So definitely, if you want to learn more about this, feel free to DM YGG in the Discord, and he'll connect you to everything that you need to know. Let's throw it over to Chewy for comms.
Thanks, Griff. Today's comms updates are going to be presented by Manu, so I pass it to him.
Thanks, Chewy. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we're doing an economics design collaboration, TC and economics design. Griff was a guest on their podcast. It's already on YouTube. I'll post the link on the comms channel. And yeah, basically they are a startup dealing with anything related to research, education, and design of cryptoeconomic systems. So it's a no-brainer in terms of collaborating with them. Right now we're seeing how to, in terms of education, well, Griff was already on their podcast. I also got, I'm doing a Spanish translation for a book that Lisa wrote, and I negotiated for the TC to be used as a showcase in terms of the augmented bonding curve conviction voting. In terms of research, they have a platform named Econteric, which deals with token fundamentals and market research, and I'd be interested in connecting the Common Stack, which I know is doing research for the TEC. In fund management, well, there's a similar context, like there's a similar thing that can be done in terms of what Mitch proposed with the Agave partnership. So there's room for that, but I mean, we're gonna wait until after the common stock rate. So that's on the fridge for now. And for hiring as well, they have access to a considerable network of human capital, so we can tap into that if needed. What else? David's Analytics is gonna be David's Analytics Corner is gonna be on our next call on comms. That's exciting. See what engagement we're doing on Twitter. Also a reminder that the TE Scouts meets on Wednesdays. Edu makes sure that people get onboarded, some projects get talked about, and later on we can communicate with them, see if they go into the spotlight with Nate, or if we help them maybe with comms, or if there's anything that we can work with.
I have to give you a 30 seconds, 1 minute warning. We have
Okay,
running out.
sure. Yeah, so our manifesto is changing in terms of for the commons upgrade. We're still working on that. Something really exciting is that Nick's onboarding dashboard is going to be for internal comms, and it's a collaboration between TE Scouts, Comunitas, and comms. I really got to praise Nick for that. There's a new Twitter video campaign launching early next month. I'm going to be doing the writing for that, and Chewy and I are going to be producing. Or Chu's going to be producing and directing, and I'll be writing the script for that. And just our DAO outreach is improving in terms of also Symmetric is which is on the spotlight right now. We're looking to help them in terms of comms, and that would be it. I'll pass it to you, Griff, for Params.
Yeah, I'll take it. But you guys know the deal. We meet every Tuesday at 11 a.m. East Coast time, 5 p.m. West in Europe, and we have this awesome 4-hour hack session. If you just want to hang out and work, listen to music on Sunday, it's really fun. It's at 2 p.m. East Coast time. Is that right? I thought it was at noon West Coast time, and noon West Coast time and 8 p.m. In Europe. But and obviously the Params team is hard at work. There's so much awesome stuff on the forum if you want to understand what's really going on. But I mean, I just want to make space for Vitor to show us what's going on with the dashboard today. You want to share screen?
Sure. Give me 1 second. Can you see my screen? Can you see?
Yes, I see it.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, Pedro did this. He will not be able to come, but the main part that we're working to finish is the ABC part. So here we have the chart that represents now enables us to add steps to buy and sell. So now you can have different scenarios for market being bullish, but market being bearish, and then you can check out what are the steps. So we can also set up the initial values, like the opening price, common tribute, entry tribute, exit tribute. So it's fully integrated with the backend. So we're still just adding a few changes here, but basically the whole integration is done. There's just a few issues with the backend that we're solving, and then we can add new steps given one specific point for the bonding curve. So we can add a buy scenario of 1,000, for example, and then it's here, etc. You add this next step. Now we have this new price for the token, so you can play with the token price over and over, and then here you can see each step and how this looks like. So you can create basically any scenario you want here and play with it. And then the next step will be to finish the final page where we can just set up all the other stages. So the token freeze token thaw, the disputable voting, and then the conviction voting. So then after they set everything, you'll be able just to post your parameters and open here. But then after you have set everything up, you would be able to set up your parameters and create an issue that can be voted later by the community. So we're pretty much just finishing a few things here, but then we'll be able to create this summary, and then we'll be able to be useful for everyone. But as always, we always it's always good to have feedback here. So have our GitHub repo that you can add issues and suggestions to improve, as always. And this always helps. And I think that's it.
Yeah, can you show them the learn section really quick?
Oh, sure.
This is and I know Benoit and I don't think they're in this call right now, and someone else is going to help us review the learn section. But anyone else who wants to support us in this, there's all this content is ready to go as far as we're concerned, but we're way too deep into it, and it makes sense to us, but it may not make sense to you, and we need it to make sense to you guys. So if there's anything that you can read up on, if you want to support the Params channel and you want to learn about all these parameters, read these little posts in the learn module and tell us what doesn't make sense or where you were confused. That will be so valuable. And you can even just DM Mitch, and he'll manage the changes for us. So thank you so much. And thank you, Vitor, for the awesome demo. I'm going to switch it. Oh, I got to share screen. I'm going to switch gears really quick to Common Swarm. There isn't a lot to update, but I will just say that the biggest update is that the Bright ID's garden is live, and that's super cool. I wish I had more time to show you how cool it is, but you can actually, if you want to really test out the latest and greatest of gardens and support the Bright ID project, you can take your Bright tokens, which and wrap them. Anyone who has a Bright ID account can go get them from their airdrop page, and you can wrap them, and you can abstain, and you can actually practice voting on XDAI with a real garden. And it's super cool, and it's very similar to what we have. And also, if you stake your tokens here, you'll earn Bright for voting on conviction voting, which is maybe something we might want to consider as well. So yeah, but that's it. Obviously, there's some other updates, but it's mostly just hitting the grind and getting things going. So I want to make sure we have 5 minutes here for Shebnem to talk about DADA art.
Hello. I hope my audio is okay. It seems I
Sounds
do
great.
have problems. Cool. Okay, let's get started. This is a project or a happening, a ride that has become very close to my heart, and it wasn't planned at all. So DADA, first of all, I don't know if, can you see my screen now?
Yep.
So DADA is this, first of all, a collective of artists, as well as this platform on which artists draw together and create these conversations by responding to each other. So they singular arts, and so on and so forth. But the way we got involved with them and they become part of really a driving force in token engineering community was through their participation in the ecosystem value flows course, in the very first one. And they really challenged us. We were starting with, it's about values, not just programmable value, but not just quantities, but also, the things that are qualitative, right? That mean to us. And they were pushing the envelope even further, saying, well, there's invisible value, and there's value you can't just throw tokens at. You can't just, reward extrinsically, because then and research has been showing this for decades, you can actually crush intrinsic motivation by just throwing money at it. So that was a big puzzle because token engineering, it's all about, I've been thinking all about optimization for an outcome, computer-aided design, and literally working or having them join token engineering community opened up our horizon quite. Basically what they want is really to capture all the value that they create together and share it in such a way that is equitable, but not through quantities, not through leaderboards, not through creating those numbers that create competitive environment, and artists get the top 3 get the most attention, etc. Because this is how art business has been, and crypto art just replicates the same patterns. So we started system mapping with them. It was a beautiful experience because we had all of the freedom, but also the challenge to actually, the system mapping and modeling in a way that the participants, artists, will be part of the design of their token economy, and that, it's a challenge to get token engineers create their economy with their choices. It was quite a challenge, but very much rewarding to actually do this with artists, because we had this creative space where, I also got to experiment a lot, and this is basically the system architecture. I won't have time to go into it, but we did some heavy mapping, and there is a lot that went into conceptual modeling, but also into metrics, contribution metrics. How do we actually capture the value and account for it without numbering and without leaderboards? So it's all about representation and sharing without creating hard market-driven competitions. Basically it turned out, just quickly, this is the system model, and the art that they have been creating since 2014-15, and they were the pioneers in the space since 2017. It turns out this group of people had created so much value, and also blockchain and their smart contracts that they deployed in 2017 had already captured that value from an information perspective on blockchain, so that they are now able to unlock that value. And that's an amazing ride. We're getting lots of data, lots of activity, lots of how do people, agents decide, right? Collectors, they're long-term collectors, new ones who just aped into the contracts and so on. So it's been amazing. There are multiple contracts involved, both an ERC20, like the CryptoPunks, that has been modified to represent the unique art, as well as the 2019 set of contracts. It's really, if you want to get into, it's a really, really nice project to actually head and analyze. It's been on the blockchain since 2017, the new contract since 2019, and it's active, so there's a lot of things going on. They reopened now the 2017 ERC20, the OGs, so a lot of decisions are being made, and we're really watching in real time what it means to how people value. And basically, to cut it short, it would be great to actually have, especially the ones who are into analyzing data that is captured on the blockchain, to come join and help basically to get more insights into how people are making decisions with these seemingly abstract values of art, contribution, but also a very interesting market that is emerging, which is programmable digital art. With that, I'm 3 minutes over. Thank you for giving the space nonetheless. I look forward that more token engineers get to analyze such projects and help us gather more insights how we incentivize communities that want to collaborate.
Thank you so much, Shebnem. That's amazing research on like how to turn qualitative data into rewards. Really important work. I want to encourage everyone to jump into data art and try to take those learnings and bring them into the token engineering space the best that we can. Incredible research and awesome NFTs. So sounds like a super cool opportunity for really all of us to dive in. Thank you so much, Shebnem. Major praise for such a great presentation. And of course, thank you all for coming to the community call. Next is Gravity, right, Wonka? Do you want to give us a spoiler about what's going on in the Gravity call?
Yeah, we will start with an Ho'oponopono practice. Some of you who know me already know what it is about, so yeah.
Oh man, you guys don't want to miss that. It's lovely and great vibes. If you want to do a quick little love meditation, jump over there and then we'll see you all next week. Thank you all for coming.